The secondhand embarrassment inside of cryptocurrency is extremely high. Let's get right into it.
Yeah. Man down, now it's time for the angel of death, make a cloud like rainfall. Your end, make it slow, make it painful. One ring on the back, but it's wrinkle.
Now, me as being futuristic and enthusiastic when it comes to life period, it's very hard for me to actually believe into this technology of Web3 and cryptocurrency when you see things like Earth 2. What they just recently released, the founder and CEO, Shane Isaac, he just released a 33-minute video and it was completely terrible. Earth 2 is the epitome of false advertising. This was a project where they showed this beautiful Earth, right? And said it was gonna make a 1-to-1 scale of Earth, and it was gonna have the graphics of Red Dead Redemption 2. Also, it's gonna be set up like Ready Player One, and then it was gonna be like The Matrix, which is where our demo come from. Ready Controller One is to actually troll Earth 2 and actually just show that in our game, you can actually put a headset on and go inside of a game, inside of our game, right? So that's where that comes from. But we're gonna talk about where the space is going for you guys that invest inside of cryptocurrency or looking to make money inside of cryptocurrency, where you should be looking at and what you should be looking for, and just let you know that the casino phase is over. Let's get into the computer. I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so I would like to shout out, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I think it's Casino. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I found this off this page right here. He talked about the casino phase of NFTs. This is based in 2022, 2021, right? You have this right here. This is everything is purple. In 2023, you still had the same amount. And as time go, factory NFTs would be the ones that actually run the world. It's basically, you know, I don't want to sound cliche-ish, but this is what happened with the dot-com bubble. We was actually building in 2021 to 2022. So we actually only a year old. We actually be a year old next month, right? So we was building the factory the whole time. Now, a lot of people in my community didn't understand why I was building this way, or why I was building something with an actual use case. This is what this PDF file I made is called. It's called a use case. Why I was actually building use case for the NFTs versus just building something where it don't have any longevity and it would end up just poofing like the rest of these projects. I'm talking about like the biggest projects. None of them are doing anything. Suzuki's, Bored Apes, none of these guys are doing anything with those NFTs. And if they do not actually start to build a brand or a product for the NFTs, they will end up disappearing, right? So this phase of casino NFTs are done. They're done. You're still gonna have a little bit. Some of them, you know, some people still are looking to get, you know, as much money as possible. They're looking to get rich quick off of NFTs. You know, one guy said, I forgot his name, but he said that NFTs was another version of altcoins, which is actually kind of true if you actually think about it. Because you know, you're just looking to pump the price up and then dump the price. So, you know, this is basically that. All right, so let's get into the use case. We're going to talk about two companies that sell land, and then we're going to actually look at their website and show why they actually flopped. All right, so first one we're going to talk about is right here, which is this is Earth 2 right here. So this is Earth 2 right here. So the use case, what you do with this is the use case that they have. You buy tiles in the space and hope that the people buy them from you. The project creates hype for the people to buy tiles from each other. There is no game. There is no use case. So basically, there is no game. They've been here for 3 years. They've been building for 3 years. There is no 3D gameplay. Pardon me. There is no 3D gameplay. There is nothing to show with this project. They have a team of people and they have raised over $100 million and still have nothing to show. Now today he have released, well, this is Shane Isaac, this is the founder of Earth 2. He has released a video which was embarrassing. So I call secondhand embarrassment just by watching this. This is why Web3 gaming and just play to earn game just don't work, you know, right now because of projects like this. So if you go down in the comment section, right, you see a lot of people. These are people that's just filled with hopium, right? So right here, if you read some of these comments, I read some of the comments, and actually they probably deleted them. So this guy right here, I don't know how to pronounce his name. He said, nothing you guys are working on looks like anything like a 1-to-1 scale 3D replica of Earth. WTF? mechanics, lore. Supposed to be an Earth. LMAL. Who wanted an ecosystem and rating? Completely changed the vision of this thing monthly. All I'm hearing is we cannot produce anything close to what we originally promised you to get all of you backers. So in the meantime, play our exit strategy instead. Which is true. If you actually listen to what this guy is talking about in here, right? If you actually, this is instead of showing 3D gameplay or showing any type of gameplay, he's sitting here reading a teleprompter about the story of Earth 2, like their lore, the lore of Earth 2, instead of showing gameplay of any type of thing. But then you got this guy, the gullible guy, thank you for making me rich in the future. The guy clearly doesn't play video games or know anything about video games. Then you have, that was one of them, but there was another one up here. Yeah. Oh, I hope by the end of January 2023, there will be at least one alpha or beta of the game accessible to everyone. It's been 3 years now, and I also hope to see the graphics that should be better than Cyberpunk. Because again, we're going to their website. They probably took it down, but they promised to show. They promised their community, the backers that they got, that they would make a 1-to-1 scale of Earth that looks like Red Dead Redemption, Ready Player One. Right? So, okay. So anyway, I had a guy. He's drinking copium. Where is this? There's another comment over here. They must have deleted it. There's basically the guy called him out for not basically building Ready Player One. So here is their game. It's so like you can't even load it. And I have a powerful PC, by the way. I have a very powerful PC. And look, my PC doesn't even like what is going on here, right? So let's go back down here, and I'm going to show you why the space is embarrassing. Okay, so they had a trailer, 3D scale, 1-to-1 scale of Earth, right? They had a trailer. Here was a trailer. This is what they first showed. You never seen it again. You never seen it again. This right here, this trailer, you never seen this again. This rendered Earth, you never seen it again. Right? Embarrassing. You never seen it. You never will see it again. You just 3D skin, bro. 3D render. You will never see it again. Right? So let's go. They probably took it down. Yeah, they took it down because it was right here. Here. Smart. Because it was false advertising. Oh no, they didn't take it down. Oh my goodness, they didn't take it down. We aimed for Earth 2 to be the beginning of the Earth's fully immersive virtual reality simulator to the Matrix or Ready Player One. And we are so excited to engage this journey together. Let's see. Oh, they took the Red Dead Redemption part out. Okay, they took that out. It was down here. It was saying like they have the graphics of Red Dead Redemption 2. That was crazy. That part was crazy. Yeah, they took it out. But they should just take this part out too, because it's actually false advertising. This is not what people invested in. People invested in 1-to-1 scale of a 3D Earth. We can go anywhere, do anything, and have graphics of Red Dead Redemption 2. All right, so let's go to use case. Back to use case. So this right here, this is a bombshell. This completely flopped. And you still have people that have investors guilt, where investors guilt is when you invest in something and you have to believe in it because you invested in it. So it's like, okay, I have to back this up because I feel stupid and I don't want to, you can't really tell somebody they got, they don't want to believe it. So that's where I don't want to believe that I got scammed. So this is right here. This is basically them. So Decentraland is a little different. Same as Earth 2, but these guys have a game. The game isn't fun at all. And the people who purchase tiles now have nothing to do with them. And they will have to hire somebody to build on them. To hope and bring attraction. So what that means, we go to Decentraland. Decentraland has a marketplace. They actually have a game. This is actually a game here, but it's boring and it's terrible. Right? They have these things, collectibles that people can build and create and stuff like that, but no one's buying this stuff because no one's playing the game. If like I think there's 35 active users on it, This is a $1 billion product right here. People have gave these people a lot of money as well. And it's nothing here. There's nothing here. The people that purchase these land actually have to now get an architect, a 3D person, a 3D architect person like myself, to actually build on top of these things. So if you go to these things and click them, there's nothing to do here. You know, Fashion Street real estate, Fashion Street estate. Nothing here. He paid, I don't know how much this person paid for, but I don't know how this works. But this is sad, because now these people purchase all this land on here, and they can't do anything with them. This is no use case to this. This is no use case. You can't do anything with it. It's over for this project, right? There's nothing they can do. Now, how do we plan on changing that? How do we plan on changing that? We plan on bringing something completely different. And as I said before we started, we wanted to make sure that we had something that made sense for the future. Now, did I know that the crash was happening at that moment? No, I did not. But I did not want to make a project that was like this, Axie Infinity, any other project, Earth 2, all these guys. I did not want to make one of those projects. I did not want to make Pixel Mine. I wanted to actually create something to be here for the long run, for the future. I wanted to create something that actually was viable for you guys. It's actually insulting sometimes when people actually, you know, we get people that come in, and, you know, we just recently had it, no shot at this person, but when people come in and they want to sell free NFTs that we're giving away, it's actually insulting, because if you actually hold them, due to the type of project that we have, and by the way, all of these people that want to sell the free NFTs don't know anything about the project. They just going, and there's nothing wrong with what's happening with them. They just going off of what they see in the casino thing. I got a free NFT, I want to sell it, and hopefully I get rich off of it. Instead of seeing what the project that you're actually in, because we could be Decentraland, we could be Earth 2, we could be Pixel Mine. It could be any of these type of things, but they don't pay attention to the thing. They just see, I got NFT, I want to sell NFT to get rich like everyone else did. That doesn't work anymore. When I was building this thing last year, I knew that that wasn't going to last. I said a year ago that eventually, that the picture NFTs and these gaming things will eventually have to build something. And the stuff that you see today will not work. I said that a year ago. And that's why I built the project the way I built it. Now let's get into the use case that I bring. So this is Myth Story of Braxus. As you can see, it's a very beautiful game. Myth Story of Braxus. How many use cases we have for our NFTs is just a lot. All right, so this is gonna be a little bit. But for example, we'll show you up here, right? We have a fast food restaurant and a gas station, which is the gas station right here, obviously, and this is the fast food restaurant. Okay. In this Story of Braxus, players will have to eat food and fill up their vehicle gas tanks. These franchises are owned by players, but ran by the NPCs. At the end of the month, players with key cards will be able to extract the money from the businesses that they have made. So what that basically is saying right here, because we have a lot of use cases right here. In our game, it's basically like Grand Theft Auto roleplay, but it's a horror game that has the action combat of Resident Evil 4. Players can do roleplaying, they can roleplay they can roleplay The Walking Dead. They can roleplay so many different types of things. A group that lives on one side of the map can actually have beef with one side of the map. They can join together, whatever the case may be. Police officers, real estate agents, insurance agents, you can do so much in here. This is what we put in here. We're making a role-playing game to make an experience where it's social, where you feel like you're in the social media, but you actually have reasons to go do things. For example, it's also a survival game where you have to go out there. Not the actual survival games you guys are probably tired of, but it's a survival game because you have to go out there, you have to eat food, you can go to stores and stuff like that that's owned by players. You can buy food from there, from grocery stores, from convenience stores. We have them all inside of the game already. People can own these things. So you can purchase from them. Or you can go out, hunt there and stuff, and then try to cook your food that way as well. But here's the point. You go out there, you find loot inside of old buildings, places, landmarks that you can go to that's really important inside of the game. Find loot and try to bring it back to your home, your real estate that you can own inside of the game. If you do not have real estate, you can also just get a bank stash, which you can purchase a bank stash with in-game currency. Now the bank stash is owned by the bank that is owned by a player. So players can sell bank stashes to other players. So that's another way that they can make money. which makes a use case, 3 use cases right there. Well, it's 4 or 5 right there. Because you have the food, you have to eat food, so players have to buy food from that NFT. People have to fill their car up or their truck or their plane with gas, which we'll have a different thing for planes, but and tanks and stuff, you'll have a different thing. But for cars and vehicles and trucks, you have this place right here, the gas stations, to fill their vehicles up. So that's 2. 3, real estate, to bring the what you find in a loot and what you like when you find loot and stuff like that, to bring it back. The bank stash right there, and then the gameplay. So these are 5 things that you actually have use cases for when it comes to our game. You can actually play this without NFTs and it'll be super fun. But we just added NFTs to give ownership to you guys, where instead of you playing a game and you don't own anything, and let's say that you own a store like in Final Fantasy 14 or any other games, and you actually make sales and stuff like that, or like Diablo, you make sales and stuff like that, but you don't actually make any money. You don't make the money in the game. You don't actually have to run it, so you don't have to say, well, this is a job or what it can be. It's NPCs that actually runs the store for you. All you got to do is collect the money at the end of the month. And if you don't want to play the video game at all, you can actually rent the franchise out to other players, or you can sell it to other players. Another use case. And there you go. So that is, it's so many different ways that you can actually use the NFTs here. Let's go to another one. This is downtown Central, one of the cities in this Story of Braxus, with different types of stores, buildings, and homes. Players can own franchises, office space, and homes in the city and towns on this Story of Braxus. Different types of real estate does different things. Franchises are owned by players but ran by NPCs. Office spaces are owned by players but ran by players. Homes are owned by players and can be set for living. You can decorate them as well, any way you want. This is actually the furniture store right here. It's called Indoors, right there. The land is owned by players and can be built on. We will go into that a little further later in the video. Each one of these types of real estates can be rented, purchased, or sold to other players. Office space and land gives players the chance to actually obtain employment. So another use case right there. So you have homes, office spaces that you can run your businesses in. There's different types of businesses. For example, bounty hunting, transporting, law enforcement, insurance, real estate. These are the type of businesses that you can run in the game as of right now. But there'll be more in the future, obviously. But these are the type of businesses that you can run inside of the game. You can actually rent. Again, you can rent the franchises out. You can rent the apartments out. You can rent the condos, the ranchers, the houses that's inside of the game. You can rent those out to other players. It's another use case for our NFTs. Then you have land. Now again, to the land right now, you can actually build on top of the land. There's different things. So you don't have to need an architect. It goes into like a symbol that you can actually build on top of the land. The land, this type of land that you can actually make is farms, breeding farms, cannabis fields, mining companies, lumberjack companies, and cornfields. And these are basically the type of land that you can actually use. You don't have to worry about hiring anybody like that. You just go into a build-a-sim builder mode, and you actually just place things inside of the land. The goal of Story of Braxus is to role play any story you want, as you also try to survive the dangers of the monsters, criminals, and other players. Players will be able to travel through the world, find loot, and bring it back to their homes or bank stashes, as I already explained. Loot that you find you may not find useful for, you can actually sell to franchises. Players who own businesses, regular players or franchises who are looking for certain items, you can sell them directly to them or to us as well. You can sell directly to the studio as well. This will help with inflation inside of the game, and we will also use the items that we have purchased from the community to create more content as a way to keep the economy going. So right there is another use case that you just don't get in none of these projects. You don't get these type of things in these projects. That where if you hold something that's deemed useless, you can actually sell it to us. That will happen inside of the game. You actually purchase some of the game's items inside the thing. You actually have to join Hiddenverse, make sure you know, even though Hiddenverse is connected to the game, you actually will make an account on the game, you know, by playing the game. It actually will walk you through making an account on there. But you should have an account now. You actually get to see the type of items that we're looking for to actually create something else inside of the game. So that's very, very decent. More use case. Being ran by the community, players will get to role play most of the stuff inside of the game. For example, the justice system. Players can come together with us and determine if a player is to be banned for cheating or any stuff that's hurtful things to the community. or we outright just ban a player if they were invested to any money or time in our project. Don't have to just be money, could be time as well. We want to give them a fair shot. So the community of the server that the player defending themselves is in will go to court in the game and role play the case. And we will look over the case, just make sure no biasness is there, as one of the players who can be voted as the judge make the decision of the fate of that player. Players can run for basically it's like run to be the judge position every 4 months, but they must hold the key. So that gives more use case of our NFTs. You want to be a judge inside of the game, you must hold a key to be able to run for a judge position inside of the server that you're in. So that's more use case. Also, the fact that just being a part of a use case of just being a part of the community. If you are in a server and someone is not doing something that's really good for the community, you guys can come together and have a court case with that person, see if that person gets banned or not. More use case. We are building a game that is fun and playable without needing the token attached to it. Because we want players to play the game without feeling like it's a job or focus on the price action over the game. So we created a model where we are building a brand that is a great game and a great product and a reason for players to play the game and can make money while doing so. Players can earn in-game money by doing quests or finding them in the world, or by looting dead bodies of other players or dead bodies of just AI. Players with key cards can extract the in-game money for any token on the platform that we use as a premium currency. We chose to go down a route with our token model of something that already works inside of gaming, which is this premium currency like V-Bucks and stuff like that. Another use case, we have our own social media that is fully connected to the game, where players can choose to accept a certain token as a payment in-game or in their business. Franchises take the tokens from the group that is made for them. For example, Hidden Arms is our weapon shop. You can see me looking to buy Glock 17s in-game and are willing to pay in-game currency or Hidden Arm tokens. Now, the cool thing about this, each group can actually have their own token and build upon on top of what we already basically what we already give a use case for. You guys can actually build on top of that. So if you own a Hidden Arms and have your own community, you can give your community the reason to hold Hidden Arms as tokens, which will earn them more tokens. And as we do for any other franchise, we will do that same thing. So we'll give you guys incentives for actually holding the token of Hidden Arms or any other franchise. Another cool thing is users and players can earn tokens by engaging in groups activities, just engaging in groups, and the groups that have tokens that have value. If a player hold a key, they would just earn tokens just by sitting inside of the group. With our game's phone system, you'll be able to interact directly from the game. Now, a lot of this stuff, I just typed this up. A lot of this stuff I'm going to clean up and then I'm going to put on the website. So as you can see right here, also, I'm just basically showing a preview of how it works. So I'm looking for Glock 17s. They cannot be too damaged, willing to pay good amount for them in-game money or Hidden Arm tokens. So basically, if you are basically inside of the group, how it works is you see this and you know you can be like, hey, I'm trying to sell something. I'll tell you the location of my Hidden Arms, and you just go there and you just purchase it. That simple. Another use case. Metaverse is not only a platform for our game, it is a platform where Web2 business owners can actually build a Web3 business on it. So basically they can just build the exact same business they have, but just build it on a Web3 platform where they can build a community and actually earn or make an income for themselves and the community as well. Metaverse is Story of Braxus universe version of Reddit. As you will hear, the characters mention certain groups, players, and even tokens inside of the game as you randomly walk past them. Tokens on the platform will be Story of Braxus version of the crypto market. Trusted tokens and community tokens will be placed as a payment inside of the game as well. What that means is basically if your community token is basically like, you know, high value and is wanted, and people trust you and we trust you, and we will place your token inside of the game, and people can actually accept your token inside of the game. Some franchises, people that own businesses can actually accept your token as well as a payment inside of the game. Hidden credits is our version of karma from Reddit. Users can earn it from engaging on the platform and on our Discord channel. So to join our Discord, you can actually earn hidden credits from, you know, just by engaging with each other. Players and users will be able to exchange the hidden credits for any token with a value on the platform. We have a system in place where we will protect our community from scammers and rug pulls. We'll go into that in another video, but yeah, we're not playing that stuff here. And the last use case that we have, make sure to download our mini game, which is Ready Controller 1, the parody of Ready Player 1 and Earth 2 as well. So make sure you download our mini game. It's free. Try it out. this game will also connect to Story of Braxus, as you'll be able to find cards in the world, and there's a lot more the way these two games actually connect with each other. Just go on to some more information on hiddenvision.com, check it out. But this is all the use cases that we have. You know, this is something that you guys need to actually look for, because this is what people, you know, in the future will be going towards. I understand that people are trying to get rich fast, but that has not done nothing good for anybody. A lot of people lost all their money in this casino stuff. The past NFTs and stuff like that is nothing but casinos. We don't want to do that here. We're not trying to do that with you guys. We actually have value things that is a reason to actually hold our NFTs. You're actually doing this stuff a disservice by selling our NFTs. And if you're going to sell the NFTs of ours that you actually hold and stuff like that, make sure you do it in a business manner. For example, if you would you undercut yourself selling your house? So if you know that your house is worth $120,000, would you sell it for $70,000 because you just want money now? Think about it. That being said, I'm out of here.
The name is